Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Ryan and welcome to a new video in the Casual Online Game Series. I have a couple of good and bad announcements. So the good news is I've actually got this server to work for both TyGem and Fox to work on my Mac. So right now I've been recording on my work computer and the audio is much better, so I've been having a great experience here. Unfortunately, although I got my account up to 9Dan finally, this wouldn't let me log in with my Tencent account. So unfortunately I had to register a new account, and so I am here. So unfortunately you can't register. You can only register as a 3Dan. You used to be able to register as 5, but I think they changed it at some point. I also have my TyGem running. So on my Strivelurk account, not the best win rate recently, but you know, still up there. So I'm gonna be playing on these two accounts mostly now. So today I have a very special video. I'm going to play on this account. I'm going to show you 4 games in a row. Okay, we're going to play really fast games, and we're going to see if we can get up this account as quick as possible. So I hope this will also be enjoyable for you guys. So let's try to see if we can speed up the process as fast as we can. Okay, so opening, I guess not too much. For these games with lower levels, I try to make it simple so I don't have to think about it too much. So I'm just gonna play mostly territorial and yeah, keep it simple, you know. So we're just gonna play some joseki and take it to endgame. So everything right now is super regular, like 2 players of the same level. Invasion. Okay, so I think since he already has his own here, yeah, I'm gonna block because I don't really want to enclose the territory up there. If I turn, he can Tiger's Mouth, and the territory is not gonna be too big. So I'm going to let him live. What the heck? Okay, now that's a mistake. But since he made a mistake, I do have to make a choice right now. Because if I caught on the outside on the Atari, I can capture the corner, but it gives him a Tanuki on here. Well, not a Tanuki, but capture the stone. But I think I want to do that anyway, because I think I want the corner. The corner just seems bigger than the outside. Okay, and if he lives, I'm going to invade here. This is actually a pretty big move. So this isn't what I expected. He actually cut. So if I just simply capture this upper side, he can Atari and extend down, and that's slightly uncomfortable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn here. And to prevent him from doing that. This is a very big move. Since now I already got the turn, I'm kind of just thinking about going back. It's hard to decide. Like some cases when you're really ahead, it's you really don't know what to play because everything seems to work. I don't know what my opponent's doing because he's just lost the side as well. And he's gonna extend here. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Just want a Tanuki, but I'll just answer him. Okay, so this game is pretty much over because he just gave me this huge territory without really gaining anything. So, now just to finish the game off. So in this case, all I have to do is to play normal moves, stall them out, which I don't really need to, but it's kind of like my habit. Yeah. It's actually really the hard part about Go is when you're ahead, how do you take the game out to the end and finish it off? It's not an easy thing to do. Well, of course that depends on how big your lead is. So if you're leading by really a lot, then it wouldn't be too hard. But a lot of the time you just have a slight lead, and then, well, how do you win? He really shouldn't have given me this stone. I wasn't even sure what the fight would have been if he actually went ahead and extended up. So, still a little too complicated. Okay. Just sacrifice and sacrifice. I don't know if this will be enjoyable for you guys because I don't know, like for these games, I had some recommendations to do games with leading up, and I thought this is a good, since wasn't able to log on with my Tencent account, I thought it was a good chance for me to do that. So this is sort of like just me testing out how this kind of video will go. Other time I don't really know what to talk about because I guess it's just really, the game is really one-sided, so yeah, maybe I'll see what I can talk about later. Okay, so since you have influence, what I'm doing now is just kind of just reducing him little bit by little bit, and yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. When you're ahead by territory by a lot, be careful not to play too underground, because if you're just taking territory and an opponent has a lot of influence, then it's actually very hard to get into the center. So if you're just taking corners and corners, you have to be also careful not to let your opponent have a huge center, because that will happen quite a bit. But at this point, it's just yeah, the game is over when this corner died. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm completely out of things to talk about now. Something that I've noticed for players at this level is that, Go is about game exchanges, right? So I asked this question, and it's a very basic question, but it's not an easy question to answer. So you can start by asking, well, how do you win in Go? You have more territory than your opponent. So how do you surround more territory? Well, you position your stones so you enclose more points, right? It seems like redundant questions, but actually, in order to have more territory than your opponent, you have to be more efficient. And that's the key, is if you think about every 2 moves as an exchange, you play a move, your opponent plays a move, then between every 2 moves, there's a gain and a loss. So between these 2 moves, you actually have to gain more than your opponent in order to win, right, and be more efficient. So every 2 moves is an exchange. And the key really is, how do you make better exchanges? Okay, so I'm going to start off another game. I'm kind of just rambling now, and I have no idea where I'm going with things. So, wow, we have the same variation in both sides. Wait, he's going to cut again, which means I can actually run this out, right? I'm very bad at ladders, so let's just make sure. Okay. So yeah, I can just escape this. So actually, yeah, basically for this shape, whichever side your opponent cuts, you should capture, and just sacrifice the other side. Because capturing that stone makes the shape a lot stronger, as opposed to if you connected and let's say if you cut on the outside and wanted the corner, I would have to connect, and that would make the corner a lot weaker. For example, here after the capturing, this is alive already, so I can just Tanuki and play in the top left. But after this gets run, this escapes. I don't think this is very good for white. So, gonna just take the territory here, and so he's got both sides, but they're kind of awkward because the corner is just actually very big, and he has to make sure both sides are alive. Whoa, that I didn't expect. Well, I think I'm just gonna take the center then. Never backed out from a ko. So actually, most of the time when the shape is like this, when you descend, if you can threaten your opponent by Atari, you should always make the Atari, because when you descend, the center becomes actually a lot weaker. So keeping the pressure up is usually worth it here. I guess I probably shouldn't have responded there, because that was only 3 stones, and when I connect, I get a lot on the outside. Because if when he wins the ko, he doesn't actually have to capture. He can actually Atari on the outside to finish the ko. So he's making ko threats that are losing quite a few points, which I'm actually very happy with. These ko threats are alright, I guess, if I can come back. Now he's got no ko threats, I think. I probably shouldn't have answered. Oh, I didn't see this one. Can't believe I didn't see this one. I probably shouldn't have answered these and just connected. Yeah, he should have Atari'd on the outside. It's a pretty good trick. So if white Atari's here instead of capture, when black captures, white can actually Atari on the outside. And that's how white can actually capture at least one of those 2 stones. I'm feeling aggressive, so I'm gonna just extend up. Connecting is the more sure safe way to do it, but since we're recording a video, I'm just gonna take as many risks as I can. Okay, that doesn't seem to work. You can still live on the side, so it's not the end of the world. Because after the Atari, he can still Hane and make a tiger's mouth and live. But that's okay, because the outside is super strong, and okay. So should I? Yeah, I'll probably just take the outside. Oh, I can Hane actually. It actually makes the outside a bit stronger. Yeah, then Atari. I was gonna Atari and turn, but it actually turns out Haning is a stronger shape. So, I'm just gonna capture it. So he still has to live. And, well, you can see, like, I've won the Connect Vive here. This isn't too big right now, because even when I connect, some influence here, but this side is really the most important one. Okay, I need to make this Atari to prevent him from making the Hane. And then we'll just enclose. This is so strong, so I pretty much secured the left side already. This side is the main area, so I think he's too caught up with these stones. White is super strong here, so it's really the pure points that he's gaining from the right side. Yeah, I'll just answer. This is what we call the big points, because if you don't have a whole board thinking, it's actually really easy to fall behind. For example, in this case, this influence is much more important than something on the right side, which is actually what seems to be what he's focusing on. I probably shouldn't have answered here anyway. But I kind of, yeah. So yeah, this is too big. And since it's decently solid, I'm very confident that I can just capture everything inside if he tries to invade. So wow, this guy's good. Okay, fine. I'll just extend out. If I block on the outside, I think he's gonna extend in, and I'm not. Then he's gonna have something to start with when he comes back to invade. So I'm just gonna block, and I'll just connect. And yeah, so everything on this corner, this is like 90 points if you count it up to this line. 90 points. I don't think you can ever have 90 on the board. Well, he's gonna do a simple way to get captured. Maybe I should have descended down, you know? Yeah, I don't really need to do anything. I just need to make sure he doesn't get inside. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, 40 points. Okay. I should have pushed first, and I should probably just push and cut. I don't. This was a bad move, actually. But at this point, it really doesn't matter what I play, because the lead is so. It's so big of a lead, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll just give him the corner, and yeah. Oh, I can't even. Wait, he can block. He should have blocked, though. All of this is unnecessary, but I'm pretty confident about the result, so I'm just gonna do this. How is he gonna catch this group? I already have an eye. I'm gonna keep going in and force him to make first line moves. Okay, he should have Hani directly, because then when I connect it would be Gote, but now I have this Sente, so it's definitely alive. So if I just attach and cut, he has to respond on the other side. Alright. We've just increased the lead to probably to 60, 70 points. Okay. Okay. What I really don't like about going up is people don't really resign, so I get kind of impatient sometimes. But I think it's probably time. Okay, he timed up. Let's start a new game. It's actually going pretty fast. We'll see how long the 4 games take. Okay. Wow, he's got exactly the same number of wins as losses. Okay. Okay, so we have pretty average opening. I've been trying out the high enclosure recently, and I've kind of got used to it, so I've been playing this quite a lot. Okay. The usual fast opening. Actually, extending used to be a move, but I don't think it's no longer considered a good move. Because yeah. Because when black has the ladder, black can play a knight's move. Did I just read the ladder run again? Oh god. Please no. Yeah, it's correct. And this fight is very awkward for white. Because after this Hane and connect, he has to come to this side. And then I can probably somehow enclose this. Can I enclose this? This side is so big. I don't think he should have given this up. Can he attach? I have my doubts, actually. Oh, he can attach. Okay, well, I'm just gonna throw in then, and I thought he had to consume me, but I guess he didn't. So he can attach and clamp. No, I'll just let him capture, and then come back to live. I can actually attack this a little bit before protecting the corner. Maybe this move is a little loose. Potentially I should have just maybe I should have made a stronger move there, but I think it's still fine because I can attack him, and if he gets cut off, he still has to go back inside to reduce all the liberties to capture the corner, even though locally it's dead already. Okay, now I can just ignore. I'm gonna try out this move. Oh. Well, I guess there's a slight benefit of that, because if when I jump, he's gonna extend, but now I basically got a free push, so it helps a little bit to expand this. Yeah, I was considering enclosing this, but I doubt it's worth a move. Whoa! Because if he reduces, I can still enclose most of it. So I'm just gonna take this side instead. He is an aggressive one. So if I pushes, he's just gonna let me push through. Okay, now we're gonna. Now he's probably gonna die very soon. There's no way white can fight in this case, unless he's gonna give up these two or something. Already, when I jump in, he's got no points on the opposite side, like 3 or 4 maybe. So Yeah, this is pretty much done. Fortunately, it's already done. There's no way white can fight this. White is so weak, and there's really nowhere to go. These are all black's influence. So I'm not gonna let him escape easily. So let's enclose. Not going anywhere. Okay. So that cut. Nothing works. Alright. So we've successfully cut this group off. Now, do I want to connect or... Yeah, I want to play here because it forces him to... What? He's gonna... Okay. I have no idea what to do now because everything is kind of dead and... We'll just just connect things back. I'm trying to read out this corner. There seems to be something more I can do. Simply. Okay, I'll just play here first. Okay. There's nothing too interesting I can do. Let's take a U-turn, come back here. He's probably still thinking about something in here. But black is obviously so strong that, I mean, nothing's gonna work, right? He should have... Actually, he could have clamped. I probably shouldn't have haunted. I should play a nice move here. A lot of gote moves. And now I can push through Incente. So okay. I don't really need to capture anything else. I think I'm good with this group. So he still has a connection problem on this side. What peep and extend, he still has a connection problem. Ooh, that's a good move. But unfortunately for him, I can extend, and it doesn't work. Wow, Tsuji's, those are good moves. But in this case, it doesn't really help because after I extend, he's still got 2 cuts. And if he extends here, I can just push and cut. If he blocks there, oh. Well, I'm just gonna cut this off then, just to make this exercise strong before doing this. And it looks like there's a liberty race, but it probably wouldn't matter anyway. It doesn't matter. What's the cleaner way to do it? The cleaner way is probably just to extend and not let the stone capture. I could also play here when he captures and take away the eye, but I think this way is a bit cleaner. If he Ataris, I can just connect, and this cut doesn't work. Okay. Just waiting for the game to finish now. Because it's alright. When you have a bamboo, you don't have to count the liberties inside. So we got 4, and white only has 2. So yeah, that's it. So after he pushes twice, he will probably resign. And we just have to win, I think, one more game, I believe. Yeah, after this game, just one more. So let's go and do it. Okay. It's actually kind of hard to find opponents sometimes, especially when you have a really ridiculous win rate. When you're obviously not the same level, people are reluctant. Okay, we're just gonna go quick. This is actually really nice, and what I really like about Fox is that there's so many players, so you can pretty much request and very easily find someone. Sometimes it only takes like 5 seconds, so it's really awesome, I think. And we are back with an opponent, so presumably our last one before we get up to 5 then. So we have the Chinese opening, and the common way to counter it is to approach and invade. So a very quick joseki has been played out. The Hane recently is less common because Hane is Gote, and it doesn't really it doesn't force white to do anything locally, so yeah. So if black ignores, this is actually a big follow-up because when it makes a pretty big corner, and also it's that typically black plays the Kosumi, but he just turned, so it makes me want to save these stones actually. So I'm going to actually start the fight because actually this turn is not in a very good position. So I'll just turn in Hane. I might be able to cut actually. Well, I guess in this case I would just be happy taking the stone. Very happy with this result. In order for the Chinese opening to be worth something, black needs to keep the influence in the lower right. Otherwise, it's going to be reduced very easily. So actually, this is a very interesting shape. Normally, I wouldn't be able to connect, but now I can, because when he hanes, I can actually wedge. So, very interesting shape that we have here. And because he's so short on liberties, he has to connect and connect here. Then when I cut, I can actually just capture the stone. So, he should have Atari though, because in the future... Okay, comical ending. Okay, great, so we got to 5 Dan. Very comical ending here, but... yeah, typically, black should play the Kosumi instead. And then this would be more normal. So I wouldn't extend right now. I would just hopefully invade in here. So very comical ending. So actually that was very quick. So yeah, I'm not sure if you guys enjoy the format. If you like it, I'll keep making the videos until I get up to whatever level that I normally play at. Probably 8 or 9 Dan. Hopefully 9 Dan if I get back on form. So yeah, if you like the video, leave a comment, and if not, I will just go back to the Taigen videos for the time being, and I will get up to 5 Dan on Fox using this new account. So if you enjoyed, give me a like, and I will see you next time.